Good evening, Columbia, Central Missouri, and welcome to the August edition of Making a Difference. We have a full agenda tonight. Right now, our guests are Nicole, Knapp-Weber, and Neeley Current. Ladies, welcome to the show, and thank you so much for taking the time to be with us.
Thanks for having us.
Now tell us, City Garden Grade School. What is the City Garden Grade School?
Well, we are a brand new school here in Columbia. We're going into our third year. We're pretty small. We're grades 1 through 4 right now. And we rent 2 rooms in Calvary Episcopal Church right downtown. We are a Waldorf-inspired school.
See, I like that. Inspired.
Right.
Outstanding. So what exactly does that mean?
Sure. Well, we follow a Waldorf curriculum, and there's 3 main goals of Waldorf education. The first one is that we follow very closely to the development of the child. The second one is that we consider education as an art. And the third one is that we really try to build capacities in children for empathy for one another, and care for one another, and care for the earth. So we're doing all those things in a number of ways, and we are, besides teaching just the basics of reading and writing and arithmetic, we're teaching them a lot of art. So we're teaching them to paint and to draw. We actually have drawing lessons in the classroom, and we teach them how to play a flute. And we do a lot of movement exercises as well, so they're up and moving a lot. They're doing a lot of singing and reciting poetry. It's really quite exciting in the classroom.
Now you're the director of the City Garden Grade School. Now, and also a teacher.
And I teach first and second grade.
Awesome.
Right.
Now I'm going to introduce the boss.
Right.
Oh, Neeley. Neeley Current.
Right.
The board president.
That's
Wow.
right. We wanted to build the sustainability of the school as a nonprofit. So we have set the school up as a nonprofit, and we have a board, and I have the honor to be the board president.
Good for
currently.
you. Now, are you a hands-on president?
Oh yes, we are a working board. So because we're sort of a startup organization, it's all hands on deck. We ask a lot of commitment, involvement from the board, from our teachers, as well as families. We ask families to contribute their time as well to help with fundraising, to help after school, to help support the teachers as well.
So not only are your faculty, is your faculty a stakeholder in the success of your programs, but you bring your parents in, and a lot of accountability. I'm feeling a lot of accountability here. Is that right?
Oh yeah.
Well, that's good. Now you made a comment about the curriculum that you use, and it's all Waldorf inspired, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Now, what about partnerships, community partnerships, and things like that?
Right, so I think that really helps to enrich the curriculum, and we're also extending out the reach of the school to other community members. We work with the Columbia Center for Urban Agriculture. The children have a plot at their farm on Fay Street, so the children on a monthly basis are going to the plot. They're learning about farming and gardening, seeing the chickens. They're composting, they're planting seeds, and they're harvesting their efforts, the vegetables throughout the seasons. So that's one of our key partners.
How cool, though.
Yeah, so great.
That's so
Very
neat.
fun.
Yeah. And one of our other partners, as Nicole mentioned, we do a lot of art. It's an arts-based programming. So we partner with the Columbia Art League. The children, just last year, they made teapots. They made ceramic teapots. They worked to build the pots, and they would have special programming through Columbia Art League as well. So
Columbia Art League, another partner.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal. Now you're looking for what type of teacher? A language teacher?
We are. We have had, let's see, in the last few years we've had German language taught, and we've also had Chinese. And we had German last year, and we need another teacher. So we're looking for a foreign language teacher. preferably German, but just any good teacher. And
how do prospective teachers get in touch with you?
sure, if they just go to our website, there's
Okay.
a link on the website for our job opening.
And our website is citygardencolumbia.org.
You're a 501c3.
Yes,
I assume.
we are.
Okay. So donations are tax deductible.
Yes.
Folks, get your checkbook out, write a check. It's tax deductible. Let's go.
That's
Well,
right.
we have a
Yes.
couple of dates coming up where folks could come
Did you
out
think I was
and
gonna
support
forget
us.
that?
No, I didn't.
Tell us about it. You've got Logboat Brewing Day. Now,
Well,
explain.
They have offered to donate 10% of their profits for this day
Okay.
to our school, and it's on August 27th. It's a Thursday
Now,
evening.
what Logboat Brewing? Help me out here. Is it a brewery? A
Yeah,
microbrewery?
yeah, it's a microbrewery.
So
that's in Columbia.
you're gonna force me to consume a beer that's probably pretty good, and the proceeds from this beverage intake is going
Right.
to go to you.
That's right.
That's right,
10% of the
10%.
proceeds.
Now, that sounds like a win-win deal.
Right.
Let's
yeah, we're
let's
hoping
go.
families will come out on August 27th and come and have a beer. They'll have their appetizers. They have the yard where they have bocce ball and other games.
Wow.
It's a
Okay.
family brewery
Good.
and fun.
Now then, on
Yeah.
November 14th, you've got the Sager event.
We're going to have a fundraiser at the
Okay.
Sager Broadus Gallery, the
Okay.
art gallery in town. We'll have more details about the fundraiser
On
soon.
your website, though.
Yes, on our
okay?
website.
So go to your website, and then you
And
got
the Sager Broadus Gallery, for many people may know it as the PS Gallery, which is on East Walnut.
okay.
Yeah.
Good.
And they have been very generous to donate that the space for us for that evening.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
That's great.
So-
Now then, in December, you've got Como Gives.
Yes.
What? Tell
So
us about
Como
it.
Gives is now also a nonprofit organization that's bringing together nonprofits so that they can help raise funds for the organizations of Columbia. And during the month of December, anyone can contribute to the nonprofits. They'll have a website, comogives.org, and you can go on and select your organization that you'd
They
like
do it
to
every
donate
year.
to.
They
Right.
raise a
Growing
lot of money
organ-
for organizations around Columbia area. So what else is going on, ladies? Give me some ideas.
Well, one thing we forgot to mention was that we've grown out of a preschool in town that's also a Waldorf-inspired preschool, and it's Garden Gate Preschool. And so as families graduated out of that preschool, they were still wanting a Waldorf education for their older children. And so that's how we got our start.
Great. One more time. Website is
citygardencolumbia.org, and they can find us on Facebook by searching City Garden School.
great.
And the information about the enrollment, we're enrolling now for fall for 1st through 4th grade.
Right.
Good deal.
Yes.
Nicole, Neeley, thank you so much. Come
Thank
back
you.
and
Thank
visit
you.
us.
Sure.
Okay?
Yes, we will.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Making a Difference. As I said, this is our August edition. It's kind of warm out there, isn't it, ladies?
It is.
It's so nice in the studio.
It is.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being our guest. I want to introduce everyone to Doyne McKenzie
Right.
and Lauren Williams. Thank you so much. You're both from Boone County.
Daniel Boone,
Daniel Boone.
Regional Library.
You know what? I am such a bonehead sometimes. I am.
Well, we are in Boone County.
We are in Boone County. God, first, I wanted to call you Columbia. Maybe I'm just too old. Daniel Boone Regional Library. Doyne, you are I like this title, collection development manager.
Right.
That's so cool. I mean,
It's fun.
but you get to buy all the books.
I oversee buying the books.
That's just like buying them yourself. If you say
Shopping.
no, it's not coming in, right?
Well, maybe not.
Come on, you're selling yourself short. That is so cool. What a fun job.
It is.
And Lauren, what do you do? Come on.
I'm a public services librarian, so I get to help folks at the reference desk mostly. But then we're co-chairs of the One Read program.
Oh yeah, the One Read program. Tell us about the One Read program.
Well, we are in our 14th year. Pardon me, 14th year.
That's okay. I forget who you work for.
Anyway, we ask the public to read one book together in the summer every year, and then we have a month long of programs in September around that book discussions, art contests and an art gallery showing, panels. The author will speak, just music.
So the author comes in also.
Yes. Yeah.
That is great. You know, if I was going to pick a book to read, I think I would suggest maybe a book called Station 11. Have you heard of it?
We have heard of it. That's amazing, and I have it right here.
Well, how'd that happen?
This is this year's selection. The community does help pick the book, and this was this year's chosen title is Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel.
See?
And it is a great book. It's got a little bit of everything. It kind of explores what humanity makes of itself after the world as we know it ends. There is a flu pandemic that wipes out 99% of the world's population, and so it asks the question, what matters and what survives. And it opens with a very famous movie actor who's doing a production of King Lear on stage, and he dies of a heart attack on stage. And there, then almost simultaneously, this pandemic starts. And the narrative follows about 5 people who are connected to him in some way. So there's the EMT who rushed on stage to try to save him. There's a young child actor who was on stage with him. So the narrative follows these people 15, 20 years in the future when they've tried to make new lives for themselves. So there's so much to talk about.
So the One Read program picks one book, and is this one book for the year, one book a month?
For the year, but we announce it in May, we read it in the summer, we discuss it in September, and then we ask in November that people nominate one for the next year.
Okay.
And then we winnow that down to 10. A committee helps us, a committee of citizens. And then they read those books and vote and get it down to 2 or 3.
I think what I would find intriguing about the One Read program is bringing many people together. You're looking at the same material, but looking at the multiple interpretations of one book.
Right.
That has to be kind of a neat process to see how different people look at one storyline.
It is, and it's really about promoting reading, but also creating community, which is a part of the library's mission. So it's wonderful to see people talking about the same book at the soccer game, or the dentist office, or something like that. We hear stories of people running into each other who don't know each other, but they hear them talking about the book, and so it is about creating community.
Wow. So how many participants are with the One Read program?
People that participate?
That are reading this book, and do they write summaries on the book, or is it just an oral discussion? It's
a number of things. So the book checks out, thousands of times, so we track that. But then we also, we have thousands of people that participate in the programs, that come to the programs, and we can talk about some of those. The author is visiting in September, if you want to talk about that.
She's very, very busy in September, but we were able to get her on Thursday, September 10th. She will be at Lawner Auditorium on the campus of Columbia College at 7 o'clock. She will talk about the book and about writing the book. She'll be open for questions from the audience, and then she'll be available to sign books after
Hopefully
that.
The majority of the audience will be individuals that participated in your One Read program.
I think so.
I would like to see the types of questions they ask.
Yeah.
It would just be interesting.
Yeah. Often we have the author later in the month, and as sort of a culmination. But I think it's going to be interesting at our discussions, people saying, well, she said, that she's going to be another participant in our discussions.
Wow.
Yeah.
What else do you have coming out?
We have one of our most popular programs every year after the author talk is our panel discussion, and David Lyle from KFRU moderates that, and we invite experts to talk about the book from their perspective. So we have the Greenhouse Theater, Elizabeth Bratton Palmieri, she's the director of that, and so she's going to talk about Shakespeare and Traveling Theater, which is in the book. We have Dr. Andrew Hobrecht from MU who will talk about graphic novels, because there's a comic book in the book. We have another professor talking about post-apocalyptic fiction, and we have A fourth person who's going to talk about, I have to check my notes here. Susan Even from MU Student Health Center will talk about pandemics and preventing pandemics, and then the audience can ask questions too. So it's really fun to see the different perspectives on the book from these different fields of expertise.
You have it all covered.
We do.
I mean, this is a wild book. Who chose it?
The community.
public?
The community did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, they voted.
You did.
I did?
You could have. You could have voted. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I was just suggesting that you might do it, but you did.
Yes.
It's amazing how we think alike. Anything else going on that's really cool at the library?
Well, cool with this program, we're going to do a thing that is, our task force that helps us plan the program said, oh, one thing you've got to have is a program on how to survive an apocalypse.
So that's what we're doing.
So we're having three gentlemen help talk about
This
medical
is an enlightening
issues,
program.
It is.
medical issues, hunting, and identifying edible plants.
When is it?
That is going to be on Wednesday, September 23rd.
You really going to do it?
We
Oh,
are.
yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. We explore the book through all sorts
every
of ways.
way.
And,
Yeah.
and this isn't just just something that came out of the book.
Right.
You decided to do.
Yeah.
Tell
it-
them about the music program. that
Oh,
we're kicking off
yes, we're
with.
kicking off the Ramblers Club Unplugged. It's going to be at Rose Music Hall, formerly Mojo's, and they do this monthly kind of jam session with different area musicians, and so they're doing a totally acoustic, unplugged, no electricity, because after the apocalypse there won't be any. So that's what we're going to do to kick it off. Yeah. So it's
Now,
a
when
fun,
is that?
fun month. That is September 1st, Tuesday,
September
September 1st at 7 p.m.
I think it's going to be on their terrace around the fire.
Yeah.
Because no electricity, no heat.
Candlelight, maybe.
You guys are getting into this.
Yeah.
This is kind of spooky. But you know, I mean, we make light of it, but
It's a
It could happen.
wonderful book.
It's a
Yeah.
big possibility.
Right.
Anything can happen.
Yep.
Right.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, we'll have all these programs on our website. There'll be these and many more. And
What is your website
it's,
address?
It's oneread.org.
Okay. Number one or spelled out?
Spelled out. O-N-E, oneread.org.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of cool stuff you going to buy? Come on, give me an idea. Give me some books. What you gonna buy? You're
Many copies of Station 11.
Station 11. You're going to have. You're going to need them. You're going to need them. This is a great book.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
If I had time for casual reading, I might think about
Well,
it.
maybe you could listen to it.
That's right, we have audiobook.
I
Downloadable
wish,
audiobook.
I wish I had the time. I don't have the energy. By the time I'm finished with what I do, I'm tired. I'm tired. Ladies, anything else you want to say to our audience?
Well, I hope that they will pick up the book. We have more than 400 copies in the collection, so they can come pick it up.
Station 11.
Station
by?
11 by Emily St. John Mandel.
Interesting. Listen, thank you so much for taking the time to visit with us. Come back.
We
will
will.
you? Okay.
Thank you. We appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you so much. Our final guest for this month's Making a Difference is Jack Meinzenback. Did I get that right?
Correct.
Jack, I tell you what, thank you so much for bearing with me. And of course, the lovely Joanne Heisler. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to talk about Osher at Mizzou. Folks, what in the world is Osher? Joanne, what is Osher?
Osher is a part of the university extension that has educational programs for people 50 plus. Only we don't check your credentials, so you can get in if you're under 50.
So if I'm 49, I
You're
can
49,
get in?
yes, we'll let you
I'm not
in.
49, but if I was, okay.
And it is a member-driven organization that people get together, they take classes, they socialize, they have a really good time. And in the fall term, we have 28 classes, plus on Friday mornings we have what we call brown bag seminars, and on Friday afternoons we have a movie and popcorn, and then we have an educational discussion after the movie. Because
I'm just there for the popcorn.
well, that too, but we have really good movies and really interesting discussions.
I bet you do. I bet you do. Jack, I understand you have a story to tell. How did you get involved with Osher?
Well, when my wife and I worked for McDonnell Douglas and Boeing for a long time.
A long time.
It was over 40 years for me, but when you retire, you have to do something with yourself besides make coffee and read the newspaper. So my wife looked into taking classes, and these are not for credit classes. These are for just education and learning. And I brought my life skill of what I used to do, business operation, financial management, to the Osher program to help them with their finances and their planning and their facilities planning, that type of thing. So it's really great for somebody who's just retiring or newly retired and looking for something to do to fill their life with something really special.
You have to do something, I think. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, you get so much more out of it than you put into it is the main thing about it.
That's what it's all about, isn't it?
My husband had dementia, and it was my therapy. I'd have someone come stay with him so I could go and do something that uses my mind.
Sure.
And then after he died, I actually worked part-time for Osher, and then now I am volunteering, and I've gotten something out of it in each of those situations.
You know, as of this moment, I'm going to name you the boss of Osher. For some reason, I'm thinking you should be the boss.
No.
No?
No.
How about Jack?
Jack. Actually, we have a brand new, for the first time, we have a full-time director, and Kristen Milliken, and she is wonderful.
Pretty squared away
Oh,
young lady.
yes.
She happens to be in the audience
She
right
happens
now.
to be in the audience, and she's only been here since the 1st of July, but she knows what's going on, and she's going to keep us in line.
Now tell me about your coursework. What kind of courses do you offer?
Well, it runs the gamut of everything. I mean, there's art, literature, philosophy, religion, science, history,
iPads
a lot
and
of
iPhones.
iPads and iPhone help. Our courses have instructors, but they're informally organized. There's a lot of discussion with the students, and like I said, it's not for college credit or anything like that, but it is very much a learning experience for people that come there.
If I decide I want to teach a class on leadership, I want to develop a course on leadership, who do I contact?
Well, go ahead.
Kristen, Jack, Joanne, Joe Turner, who just retired from University Extension, is our program chairman of the program committee. The structure has Kristen as director, an advisory council, and there are 5 standing committees in that council, and there's a program committee, a volunteer committee, a finance committee, a facilities committee, an outreach committee. So those committees actually funnel that, and so it would be the program committee. But most of our faculty are many are retired from the university, some are from Columbia College, some from Stevens College, some from out of town.
What a wealth of information.
Oh, they're wonderful. And they come back. That's what is amazing to me, is they'll teach a class, and before they finish teaching the first class, they're saying, you know, next semester I could teach this. Yeah. They volunteer, they love it.
I think it would be really neat to have an opportunity to just an open forum with your members, with the people who are participating in the classes. Over 50, you're looking at some individuals with a lot of knowledge. I mean, serious institutional knowledge base here.
We also get into classes that are current events and conflict and issues. Like we have a class in September on law and order. We're going to have a different representative out of our community for each of 8 weeks, including one of the members of the Missouri Supreme Court is going to be speaking. We've had a class with all of the former mayors from Columbia.
Oh, I bet that was exciting.
It's a history lesson.
Yeah.
I mean, and you know, we have just a whole array of current topics to talk about.
I would like to be a fly on that wall.
Well, come take a class.
Right.
I think it would be interesting. I think that would be enjoyable.
Yeah.
We'll
really
see to
do.
it that you get a catalog.
You will?
Yeah.
I'm going to hold you to that.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Speaking of the catalog, we're going to have our fall semester catalog will be online on August 10th, and the classes actually start on September 8th.
Coming up pretty soon.
Right. So you can just Google Osher at Mizzou, and it'll take you to the site, and the catalog will be there. And we also do mail some out, but that would be later in the month.
Yeah.
But
What's the cost per class, or does it vary?
well, glad you asked that. We have an 8-week class in the fall or the spring is normally $80, and then in the winter and summer, they're 4-week classes. Those are $60. But frankly, what we are advocating is our premium annual membership. For $240, you can take all the classes you want, all 4 semesters for the entire academic year. And in fact, we even are instituting an easy payment plan where you can have a monthly deduction of $21. But for that, we'll have over 100 classes. So it's
different subjects.
Different subjects, different instructors. Wow. It's really good value. I mean, I'm not sure what a subscription to the Tribune costs, but it's probably not much more than that.
I think I'd rather come to the open forums.
Well, now he says they're all different classes. Yeah. Actually, I've taken the iPads, iPhones 4 times.
What happened?
Well, I learned something new each time.
Oh yeah.
I'm still not very good.
I still have a young son at home. So he's my iPad, iPhone guy. Yeah. He's my go-to guy, my wife.
I don't have one of those. So.
Call me. We'll get him over to your house. Okay. He can help you do anything.
I need to mention, too, that we work in partnership with the Columbia Parks and Recreation. We're located at the Waters Moss Memorial Wildlife Area right off of Old 63 and just off a stadium. Yeah. And when you subscribe to a class or to an annual membership, you are actually going to be part of the over 50 plus Parks and Recreation program too. That's part of it. And one thing too I need to mention is that, we talk about it's for over 50, but frankly, anyone out there who has a parent or grandparent, if they want to give them a gift that really keeps on giving, an annual membership to this would be something they would use all year.
What a great way to socialize.
It really is. And also, Jack, tell him about the August issue of...
Why don't you tell me?
Well, because he's the one that found it. And
okay, quickly.
Quickly. The August issue of the Kiplinger Smart Money magazine lists Columbia in there as one of the 10 best places to retire, and it specifically mentions the Osher program at Mizzou as one of the big benefits in our community for seniors.
Get out of here.
Yeah, it does.
Yes. Joanne, Jack, thank you so much for joining us. Please come back, will you?
We'd love to.
Will you?
We'd love to.
Okay.
We'll
Thumbs up.
Send Kristen next time.
Okay. Have to. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.